Hey guys, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name is Tom. I'm a stay-at-home dad for 5 kids who leave every cabinet open in our kitchen when they're making themselves breakfast. And this morning, looks like it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It is Tuesday, the day after President's Day, and I have 34 items to send out over the weekend. And I have Evelyn with me, and she's in a grumpy mood. So I know you guys are like, I can't imagine Evelyn in a grumpy mood. That's because I edit her to make her look better. No, she's fantastic most of the time, but I just know her temperament today. She is not going to want to sit for an hour and a half while Dad does packaging. So I'm going to have to figure that out, but I'm going to try to get you guys some what sold and get packages out to the mailbox. But it's a lot of work, and now she's like, I need some breakfast. So that's what we're doing this morning. Evie, how about some breakfast? Are you excited?
You put a banana on a plate.
All right, guys, so I got a ton of work to do. Evie decided she wanted to stay in and watch Bluey, and can you blame her? I would be sitting in there watching Bluey if I didn't have a bunch of things to do. But I'm going to try and do like 3 at a time and go back in and make sure everything's good with her. So this is going to be a little disjointed. Let's get into that. Okay, so Levi wanted to pick this up the other day. It's a Pyrex melt glass casserole dish. It was like $2.99. Sold for $18 free shipping. Probably cost $7 or $8 to ship, so we're not making a fortune, but it was a quicker flip than I expected it to be. Well, I had picked up a clear one for $1.44 and expected it to be a little bit long tail, and it went quick. Levi remembered that when he saw this one and thought that it was worth getting, and he's not wrong. So I picked these two up for $2 a piece. They're like tiki guys. Normally tiki stuff, vintage tiki stuff is worth comping. So I comped them. I priced them a little bit low. I thought they comped probably around, I thought they comped around $10 a piece. I priced them for like 17 plus shipping, and I don't know what came over me that I took a $10 offer, and these have only been listed a week or so. That's really low. So I paid sold them for 10 plus shipping to Hawaii. So the buyer's all in at 24. So then I have to pay the 15% on $24 out of the only $6 that I made in profit. Now it probably won't cost me $13 to ship, but these were not a bad buy, but I should not have. This is one of those times where I price things at the bottom of the market and I take offers, and it burnt me on this one. Shipping a lot of glass today. Guava Blossom. I am not familiar with Red Leaf Home as a brand. This is an unburnt candle that was $2 at Goodwill at the same time as a handful of Yankee candles. Wow, that smells really good. At the same time as a couple of Yankee candles. So I grabbed it because I figured if somebody's donating Yankee unburnt candles, this is probably good also. Somebody handed it to me. They're like, oh, if you're grabbing the candles, here's another one. And I'm like, okay. And I wasn't impressed with it when I comped it, but it sold for $16 free shipping. I paid $3. I know I didn't pay more than $3. I don't remember exactly what I paid, but then it sold faster than the Yankees. It sold fairly quickly. All right, and then in 46, there is a Darth Vader shirt that sold for $8 free shipping. I have had it forever, and I don't even remember where I got it. It's got like the music notes, dun 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 dun. I hope that's not accurate enough recreation to get me a Vero's eBay copyright strike. Dun dun dun. Anyway, super easy, not profitable because it was a bad pickup, evidently. But it did sell. So there's one up there. You can see the orange box. That's really weird because I'm not pointing remotely to that orange box, but the angle on the camera. Anyway, up there is that is me pointing at the box. That is what it looks like. Anyway, that box has Bosch bags that we picked up at Goodwill the other day for $2 and something. I think $2 a piece, like $1.99 a piece or $2.14 a piece. That Goodwill does weird numbers. And then two of them, and they sold for like $16 plus shipping. And then this watch, it is a neat thing. I don't know if it's too bright in here. You can see. Yeah, it's too dark. It's too bright for you to see that it. And when you press the timer thing, it lights up. So that sold for $14, like $13 and change plus shipping. So these three things will be super easy to pack. So these sold, one sold for $12.99 and one sold for $9.90, both plus shipping to the same buyer. Those came with a bunch of toys that I got at auction recently. And I didn't have very much into the whole box, and those were part of it. I think it was the whole, I think it was a whole lot. I don't remember. That's definitely making money, but I don't keep track really well of what I spent on something. I mean, I have receipts, but just to remember it when I'm buying bulk lots at auction, not going to happen. Let's go find a Hulk shirt. This is labeled as a 1X, not a 1XL, a 1X, which I think means that it's a women's size shirt. I put it as a men's large because that's where the measurements were. And if you look, the tag is really hard to see, and it took me a long time to decipher. And I think the reality is men are not going to shop women's shirts, but this is pretty well unisex. It just happened to be marketed to women at Target or wherever it came from. So I listed it as a men's large, thinking a woman looking for a Incredible Hulk shirt might find it in the men's department. A man shopping for an Incredible Hulk shirt is not going to buy this if it's listed as a women's shirt. So I listed it as in the men's department, unisex adult. And I put the measurements in, and I put men's large, because that's where the measurements are with as far as modern shirts. And then we have a game that's right here. A video game. King of Route 66. Not a great game, but certainly not no huge slouch. $14 plus shipping, and buyers all in at $20. Easy as it can be. A lot of times I'll stick this, like do two of these, but this feels like it may not fit super well to do two. And if I do the inside one, I don't pull this so that this is reusable on the other side if they decide to reuse it. And we're staying local again, HE44. This has a bunch of old merchandise in it. Socks that I bought that were a good pickup. I made my money back, but I still have a lot of socks. These Bulls puffer jackets, I keep buying them, and I'm the only one. I can't sell them anymore. I don't know what the story is with that. But way down here at the bottom is this little bag. And this little bag has lots of buttons and pins, mostly rock and roll stuff, but also a friend of mine went yard sailing, found a whole bunch of awesome hats, and I paid her more than she paid for them. Not a ton. She wasn't looking to make a huge profit, but I certainly am not going to make a whole bunch of money and then only pay her cost for them. We're friends. So then this huge, not huge, like a handkerchief, like a good size 16 by 16 handkerchief, had all kinds of buttons all over it. And she picked it up with these hats and paid like $5 or something for it, and had all kinds of craziness. Olympics and Little League 1989 or something. But there was this, I'll just put the picture up here while I dig. These like military brass, 2 stars and 5 stripes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more out of this little baggie. Should be a stripe. There it is. And those will be super easy to ship. I have nothing into them because I sold some of those hats. She spent $25. I think I gave her $50, and I immediately sold a hat, one of those hats, for $100, and I sold a bunch of them for more money than that. Or not, sold a bunch of them for a bunch of money. But that was the best one. And so I don't need to count my cost to make sure I'm making money. And that's the point I'm trying to make. I'm going to take these, stab them through this junk cardboard, roll the cardboard up, and stick it in here. This is a Playboy Key Club ashtray. I paid $10 for this and another ashtray at the auction the other night. This one sold for $12.99, free shipping, and then the other one's like $40. So this will put me right at profit, and then I will get I'll get to the making money when the other one sells. Okay, so I've just decided I'm just gonna ship what I have pulled for right now, because I just don't believe that I have time to finish it. I maybe have an hour before the mail comes. That may make me late, but Evie's out here watching Daniel Tiger, and my internet's not working super well, and I just have a bunch of stuff that I need to get out today. So what's on the table is what's going, and the rest will just have to wait until tomorrow. This Oneida Power Tee is one that I will generally pick up. This is just a pretty generic Caterpillar pocket tee, and then the back has the team that did whatever work in the Forge division. Vintage Caterpillar tees do fairly well. I know that I picked this up at a yard sale where it was $0.25. I don't know what it sold for, but you do. Great Scott! That's to me, that is a Back to the Future hat. It's not official anything, but I don't know where else Great Scott is popularized from. I paid $1 for that. Again, my internet's acting wonky, so I'm trying to get it going while I get things put in boxes. So I know I paid $1. I know it's been listed for 6 months. It sold for not very much, but I don't know how much not very much is, so I'll put it on the screen for you guys. Penny Dreadful. I paid $1.99 for this. It was not a good pickup. It is a show from Showtime, and there's only a couple listed. One was listed super high. There's one sold that sold on like $1 auction and got one bid. So when I was going through my oldest listings, I was like, I'm just going to revamp this one, put it for cheap enough that it'll sell and get it gone. Because I could have pulled it out and donated it, or I could have changed the price and took one more picture to get a better picture, and it sold overnight. So that's what I did. It didn't sell for a lot of money, but now it is a conversion in my store, and it's moving on to somebody who wants it. This Jeff Gordon one, I already packaged it because I thought I was recording this and I wasn't. I listed it a long time ago. It was one of my oldest listings. I was revamping some old listings, and this just hadn't sold. The cost of goods, I'm like, it doesn't matter anymore. It's not selling for what I hoped it would sell for. I just need to get it moved. So I could donate it, or I could get something out of it, get conversion views, and feed the beast, as it were. So that sold in a day or two once I got the listing low enough that somebody would buy it. This one, I'm a little bit surprised by. Dead stock. It's blue. I paid $4 for it. Chicago Bulls shirts should not be blue. So it's single stitch, dead stock. Salem has a lot of things going for it, but it sat forever and didn't sell and didn't sell and didn't sell. So I marked it down and it did sell. And I hope somebody enjoys it. I know I paid $4 for it at a thrift store that is no longer around. One of my favorite thrift stores. I got lots and lots of good stuff there, and I paid them a fair price. Even when stuff was like cheap on the rack, they knew what I was looking for, so they held stuff out for me, and I would make them an offer like, hey, you put this on the $250 rack, let me give you $8 for it, because I know that I can make a bunch of money. And so I took care of them. They took care of me. It was super good. And then they closed the store to make it a training facility for the ministry that they were raising money for. Is what it is. These Cole Haan shoes, I should stop packaging the stuff before I show it to you. We picked up for $10. Cole Haans do really well. These weren't super valuable, but I priced them a little under market, and they sold, and we made some money. These, we'll just do this right now. Same deal, same time. I bought these like a week ago, $10. They didn't sell for a ton of money. I think these went for like 21 plus shipping. Nice pair of shoes, and we made some money, and they turned quick. And on shoes, what I normally do is wrap them in craft paper, because that's what, I mean, if you think about opening a new pair of shoes at the store, they're just wrapped in paper in the box. So I don't need to bubble wrap them and really protect them. As long as they're not scratching each other up on the way, there's not much that's going to happen to them. So I just wrap them in craft paper to keep them from scratching together. And that is equestrian craft paper that I bought at a yard sale for $5, and it's this enormous roll. Huge roll, $5. I'll be able to use that for a long time. These Rothco, Rothco, Rothco boots with the green. I believe enthusiasts call these jungle boots. I paid $6.99 for them at Goodwill. They always sell. They don't always sell super high. I don't think these sold super high, but I'm making money, and they sell fairly quickly. This is a part to the treehouse. If you're a kid of the 80s, you remember this treehouse. It had an attachment that was a doghouse, and you opened it up. This is the floor of the doghouse, and it sold, I think it sold for $12. I got it and decided not to throw it away in a box lot, and somebody needs it. You just got to do a little bit of research. I showed you guys the action figure identification. You can use Google Lens, things that make life easy to sell pieces like this, that it just maximizes my profit on a box that I was already making money on. Levi picked up, what did Levi find? A Backyardigans guitar.
Yeah.
And we're gonna, what?
I like that.
Are you rock and roll girl? That's gonna ship, that's gonna be $18.
Yeah,
And Levi picked it up for $3, I think.
Eating it.
Yay!
I like this.
Yeah?
I don't need that.
Cool, let's ship it. So this sold, it's just the CD. I got it in a box full of PS1 stuff at auction, $17 for the whole box. I already sold the case. This came with a case and manual for a different game, and this was the game in the case. That case and manual sold for $60, and this sold for $40 plus shipping.